Welcome back to the Change Physician. I'm Melissa Katie, the challenge doctor, who's challenged with her hitting the button going live right now. With my co-host, Dr. Kevin Cuccaro. Saturday Salutations, just for us to say hi to the world and share what's been going on in the podcast. How are you doing, Kevin?
I am well, although I feel like things are. Oh, I feel like I'm underneath the ocean. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. You kind of went in and out there for a second.
All right, whatever. I won't worry about it.
Okay.
You can hear me. It's all good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you want me to mention what's happened in the last week since we're going to make this a short one today?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see, today is the 22nd. This past Sunday, we actually released our top 10 most viewed videos of the podcast, which of course we are on multiple places, lots of podcast audio locations, however, all the major ones. But we post our video of our podcast episodes on YouTube. So we just went through and found out what the top 10 viewed ones were, and you're just going to have to go listen to it because we discuss those videos. It's not actually snippets of the videos. We're talking about which videos they were, and people can go back and find those if they're of interest. So our episode 245 on Sunday's release this past week was the top 10 most viewed videos for our podcast.
Top 10.
Top 10. And then we released Dr. Rip Patel, who's an ER physician, his journey as a Thursday throwback, which was episode 69 on this past Thursday. So that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
those throwbacks always make me think, like, for particularly people we had in the first year, like, wonder what they're doing now. Like,
I know we got to reach back out.
Yeah, because I mean, that was one of the fun things is God, I just sound so weird. Oh, okay, there we go. That's better. Maybe I'm just not close to my microphone. Yeah, because we tended to get a lot of people that were not necessarily well known on social media, which is kind of nice, I think. Mm-hmm. It is, so you see the same people and the same names, and we have returning guests, obviously, but there's a lot of people doing stuff out there, and I think to get the kind of perspective, and I kind of like, I don't know, I just like know what they're doing. It'd be kind of interesting to see. We should do like maybe I don't know, reach out to some of the ones that we haven't talked to in a long time. And
yeah,
and if I just want to talk to them. Yeah, I just want to talk to them. See how you're doing and stuff like that. So anyway.
Yeah, and if you're listening right now and we're one of our guests, reach back out and say hi, and if we don't beat you to it.
Yeah, as well as if you have any specific topics that you guys want to talk about, like I always, it's like any sort of creative media, it starts kind of turning up. Well, what do you want to talk about? And these guys know, if you've been listening for any amount of time, you're like, you know what I want to talk about. So, yeah, hopefully that's what you want to talk about as well, because I'm kind of interested in transitions and thinking about the future, and how do we make the world a little place, and kind of things like that.
Yeah, because we have a lot of work to do in this world.
So. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I try to remind myself it's not as bad as the media wants you to think, but it's also not as good as sticking your head in the sand.
Yeah.
I have a lot of newsletters, and one of them, Peter Diamandis, who is actually medically trained. He went to medical school. I don't think did he finish residency? Maybe he did an ophthalmology residency. I can't remember, but he's a guy with like not SpaceX, the X Prize, where they flew up to outer space and had to return and do it within 2 weeks, and he sponsored that stuff. And his newsletter is kind of interesting because he always talks about like abundance and encouraging things, and it's good to see it. Some of the stuff I don't necessarily agree with when it comes to medicine. I think he maybe should have stayed a little bit longer and kind of figured that out. But if you start looking at what I do like is the data that it kind of presents with what today is as compared to, say, even 50 or 100 years, like how things are progressing. And we have the problems of this wealth inequity or inequality that's happening in the United States. That has happened before, in the early 20th century, prior to the Great Depression and things like that, and with those, whatever they call them, the Gilded Age, that kind of a thing back in the Great Gatsby time. So it's not necessarily a good thing. We've gone through it before, but it's kind of interesting to see just like standards of living,
Yeah.
and you kind of think, and it is, I think about this too, like, oh, if you lived in the, let's see, just the Middle Ages or the Renaissance, most of us, at least in the United States, our standard of living is better than basically royalty back then, being warm, having a comfortable bed that doesn't have bugs in it, having food that is relatively tasty. I was talking about the food with my wife the other day because she's like, are these things? I don't remember what she was cooking. Oh, cauliflower. And it wasn't old cauliflower, but it wasn't new cauliflower, but it wasn't like old moldy cauliflower.
Like the brown, little bit of like little brown.
Yeah, there's that little bit of stuff that you want to wash off and everything. And she's like, do you think this is so good? I'm like, what are you doing with it? And she was making this shawarma spice covered thing. And I'm like, well, you're just going to do it like the old days, man. That's what spice was for, is to cover the rotting food. It wasn't. It was actually fantastic and delicious, but it's just kind of interesting, Or when I lived in Chicago, and I just remember thinking, I still remember thinking about that, is I can't imagine living in Chicago 100 years ago. Like with the winters, and like, I just can't even fathom how horrible, because I hate being cold.
I do too. I am a wimp. Yeah. I know you can build some resilience and some, all that stuff, but I'm just like, you have to be willing to build that resilience too. So,
or you just don't know any better, and you just assume this is the way,
Yeah, you just that's all you know. Yeah.
Anyway.
No, thanks. Well, yeah, I usually just shave off the top of the cauliflower, and that's a little bit discolored, and I'll pinch off any like mold on a bread if it's just a little spot. I'm not willing to just like chunk it all.
Well, this is the laziness is we buy it's not the full head. You can get a Costco and get a bag. So it comes like a broccoli, basically, how they have it like that. Yeah. Quick. And yeah, it's not as, always if you buy it whole and you're buying from the farmer's market or whatever. But the one thing that I've kind of not I, but has happened for me, is the more simple that is friction when it comes to eating. Mm-hmm. And if you want to eat more vegetables, make it low barrier. Like bag salads are my favorite things in the world. You don't have to use the dressing or whatever, but the fact that I can just throw that into a bowl and eat it has dramatically increased my salad consumption. Yeah.
In fact, I use I'll grab the triple greens, like just straight greens that are just in a pile, and then I'll mix the cabbagey kind of salad kits, and I'll use the topping sometimes, but I'll make it that way. And then sometimes if I have something in the yard, I'll just something fresh. I know it's really great. Most likely some great nutrients, more so than the stuff that's been sitting there for a while in the grocery. I'll blend those together so that I'm getting the high nutritional value mixed in with some nutritional value. Yeah. So that makes it nice. So it's just always have the cabbagey bags. They're not cabbage, but they look like they have pieces of cabbage with the salad mix.
Like, oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was going to start naming them off because I like those ones better than just like the fluffy greens, because I like something a little bit more crunchy and
crunch. Substantial. Yeah, you mix the crunch with the fluffy green, so you get a little bit of both.
With the fluffy greens.
The fluffy green. And my favorite is the peanut dressing one, because I love that peanut dressing. It's hard to find by bottle. So I'll find the Thai peanut dressing one and use that as like my salad mix.
What this is coming in the salad mix, is this type peanut salad dressing?
It always has those dressings with the topping. Well, I get the dressing that's the peanut based dressing.
Which salad company is that one?
I don't know. I don't think it's the generic like grocery store one, but they always have like 6 to 10 different versions. I'd have to go look at it, to be honest.
The green goddess from Costco is my new favorite, partly because it's Costco and so it's a little bit cheaper, but it has lentils that are kind of like, they must be crisp it up. Yeah. Oh my God. And there's a word for it. There's actually I forgot what it's called when you take lentils and you kind of pan fry them a little bit to crisp them up.
Yeah, they're good.
Anyway, I love that salad.
Yeah, that one's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love peanut sauce too. So. That's what I was going to bring up, is my the favorite thing, since this is Saturday Salutations, not Friday faves, but I did have some. Do we want to share this or not? And I don't want to. Well, all right, it's already known, so I can't overcrowd it anyway. We were in Bend last week. I think we talked about that, or we were leaving for Bend.
Yeah.
And we don't go out to eat a lot,
Uh-huh.
because most of the time we're disappointed. And anyway, so we went there. We had 3 meals in a row while we were in Bend. All of them were fantastic, but the middle one was this Thai place, and it's called Wild Rose Northern Thai Cuisine. It was super highly rated, which doesn't necessarily always mean something other than people went there a lot. And it was Thai food, and we almost avoided it because I like Thai, but I've never really been excited by Thai. Most Thai restaurants are very similar. It says the same food. It's all kind of there, and it's good, but it's not like, whatever. This place, holy crap. It was not your typical Thai. I guess maybe it has to do with we must have maybe Northern Thai isn't the typical Thai. To freaking die for, like to die for. It was so good. Yeah, it was. So there's been 2 places I've gone in the last 4 months that when I think of them, I start to salivate and need to go back. This is this Thai place in Bend, and the other one is this place in Astoria, which I can't remember off the top of my head, that had a chicken fried tofu sandwich with buffalo chicken fried tofu sandwich, which was, again, it was so good. It makes me want to drive up to Astoria. So anyway, that's my favorite thing. If you're in Bend, go to the Wild Rose Northern Thai Cuisine. It is awesome. We went there too, and it was packed.
What did you have?
I don't even know. I mean, that's the thing, is like this, like I can't,
You have like an appetizer and an entree?
Yeah, we got the 2 small plates. We got 2 small plates and 2 entrees. And the small plates were not small. They were apparently we ended up ordering the 2 biggest of the small plates, which were the same size as the entrees. One of them was like this, I'm going to say fried rice, and people are going to get the wrong impression. It wasn't like fried rice. It was like, typical Chinese style fried rice. It was greens and basil, and then it had the way it sounded when I read the description is like they had rice kind of patties that they pan fried. But what you ended up with these kind of crunchy rice things that were kind of like, I guess you can call them like a if someone took a piece of falafel and smashed it, like that kind of chunky like that. It was awesome. And then we had this cucumber. It was this, I don't know. There's pickled cucumber. I don't know, it's like cucumber with kind of like a scrambled eggy thing. It was super good. Then we got this noodle dish that was the wide fat noodles, kind of similar to to pad thai, but it was not pad thai. And they called it street noodles and had some other thing. And then we had this curry, and the curry was a red curry, is delicious, and then it had grapes in it, which I've never had in a curry before. And oh my God, it was so good, like so good, like amazing.
Now my mouth's watering.
Oh yeah. I mean, we literally just don't go to Thai because it's like, it's Thai, right? Whatever. But this place makes me want to like, oh, I wonder if I can find another place that has Thai food like this Thai food. Super good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll have to make sure I ask you next time we are in that area to.
Have you been up to Bend?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's Ben's pretty every time I go there, I'm like, oh, we should go there. Of course, every time we go anywhere in Oregon, I'm like, oh, we should go here more often because it's cool. But Ben's pretty interesting place. Totally different climate. It's high desert, sort of like where I grew up in Nevada, and they have more people than Corvallis, and they have a lot more influx of money. It's good or bad. People would say it's kind of Californianized, but man, they had some good food. The food was really good. It was really good.
And you called it the Wild Rose?
Wild Rose. I think it's like Wild Rose Northern Thai, and it's like ranked. I mean, obviously that's how we kind of found it, is because I was just looking for top, rated whatever. It's just kind of do a quick screen, and this place was like in the top 10 for sure.
Well, it sounds like it held its own with you.
Oh, so good. So good. And it's just a cool place inside. It's got all the stuff on the walls, and everybody's super nice. But the food was amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm trying to think anything exciting, amazing to share. I have not tried any new restaurants, so can't add to that. But I think maybe we should just leave it with with that, because I've just had, work and enjoying the nice weather before it, like, apparently is gonna be a high tomorrow of 50s. It's like, and it's supposed to be some crazy storms. I don't know what's going to happen, but anyway, yeah. So that's my excitement: being outside, getting outdoors with my puppy, who is finally starting to make some headway in his,
weight gain,
house training.
oh, his house training.
Oh, he's almost 11 pounds. So yeah, he's almost 4.5 months. So we'll see. They say the smaller breeds can like get to their full like size sooner than like the bigger breeds, but like I'm not sure if he's going to be between 20 and 30 pounds or if he won't make it to there. I don't know yet. We'll see.
Interesting.
It's nothing really exciting to anyone else, just us. So why don't you take us out?
Sure. Well, thank you for joining us on today's Saturday Salutations. As always, if you have a question or comment and you want to tell us your favorite things or things that you are looking forward to, you can put them in the comments there. We do this live on Facebook generally every Saturday, unless it's a Sunday Salutations, which comes in every once in a while.
Yes.
If you want to join the community, go to changephysician.com, whether you're a physician ally. And until next time, stay well.
Take care.